Hey guys, it's Brad. So today we're talking to Josie. Josie and Garrett, her boyfriend, were our best tenants that we had in our Colorado house hack. And we wanted to get her thoughts, her perspective on how she enjoyed living with her landlords in a house, in a single family house, and with other roommates, with other tenants that were also paying us rent. We want to get her perspective about how comfortable she was with this. Josie is 26 years old and she just started nursing school. Garrett is also 26 and he's an electrical lineman. We just want to clear up any doubts or worries that you may have about living so close with your tenants that are paying you rent and how that might be uncomfortable and how we made that a more comfortable situation, and also get that perspective from Josie, who was the one paying us rent. We have some questions, but I guess overall, we just wanted to get your take on just your overall initial thoughts about living in our house hack. You lived there for 7 months, I think, March through October. And just initial overall thoughts.
It was so convenient to be able to find a short-term furnished lease. It's so hard to find that. So I'm really happy that it worked out. And it was really convenient during these COVID times to also have roommates. I would have been pretty bored by myself most of the time. So that was also really nice. I think it was easy and it just worked out well.
Yeah. Yeah, you moved in like the week that COVID all started, like March, I don't know, 10th. That was
Yeah,
crazy. That was
it
really
was a crazy time. And I didn't know like if I was going to be able to always like leave California or
oh
if
yeah,
those travel restrictions would take place. So it
no,
was
yeah,
really
that was
interesting.
lucky that you got there like right before the lockdown started.
Yeah.
Uh, did you find it like weird living with like the landlord, like someone that you knew was the owner, like myself or even Chloe? Was that weird at all?
I don't think it was weird at all because I've always lived, because I've been living in short-term housing. Um, so I always like to have roommates, and I guess it is a little bit different dynamic with you being the landlord, not just a roommate, but it didn't really change a whole lot.
Okay, that's good. What about because we were pretty good friends there for a while. I mean, we went on like a lot of backpacking trips on some hikes, and we played board games together a lot. How is that dynamic? Do you ever feel like awkward about like being friends with like someone you pay rent to, or was it still all good?
It was all good. It was really just nice to have like that instant little group to hang out with when it was really hard to go out and meet people. I wasn't working, so that was just really nice just to have that friendship. And I don't think the situation of like tenant landlord really impacted that.
Okay, that's good to hear. What do you think about because I guess for those who don't know, there were three bedrooms up top, and then like we lived in the basement, and you guys had your own bathroom, but we shared the kitchen a lot and like the living spaces. I mean, like how is it with you for like sharing all those spaces?
I think that sharing spaces was a lot easier because I think you guys were very clean, and we tried to clean up after ourselves. So that wasn't an issue. I think that can be the biggest issue is when things start getting dirty and messy. And then that didn't happen. I think that the kitchen space was maybe like a little bit small. So
Hmm.
that was kind of we'd have to kind of work around each other's schedules a little bit more with that. But generally, it didn't really affect anything.
Yeah, yeah, it definitely was a small kitchen. We're not much we could do about that, but I agree. I think we both did a good job of like keeping it clean and like just doing our dishes, and like I think there was kind of like an implicit schedule we had. Like you guys would almost always cook dinner first, and then we were after like right after you guys, and then I think we were lucky that the other roommate there, well, leave his name out of this. Like he never really cooked dinner. He was always like just doing door dashing. So I say it worked out well, and
Yeah, that
just having
was.
like a schedule and like also just good communication really went a long way.
I
Okay.
think so too. It was really nice that you guys were consistent. That was a good question though, because I was cooking a lot, like more than I've ever cooked. And like
Yeah.
you still made it work, so that's really nice.
Yeah, you made some really good meals. I remember like Tallulah was always like best friends with you guys and like waiting for the scraps to drop. That was funny.
Yeah, she got a few stacks.
Yeah. What about like I imagine like this is probably like, the thing like I felt worst about was like all the renovations that we did while you guys were living there. I mean, I think we did a decent job of like keeping it out of your way and always like telling you what was going on. Like, did you ever have any problems or issues with like the renovations that we had going on?
No, I don't think that really affected anything. And I did always have like a heads up, so that was really nice if someone was coming into the house or whatnot. But I don't really think it affected us living there in any way. Like there wasn't any disturbing noises. Like I mean, we were up during the day anyways.
You guys were like really cool about that because I know like a lot of people maybe wouldn't be. So thank you again for that. And you guys always like took like really good interest and asked like engaging questions and made us feel like we were important. So I appreciate that too.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
We like to see your projects. Like I thought that was fun. Like you guys putting in those lights, that was really interesting to me because I've never seen that being done. And it was just super impressive.
Yeah.
So now we have some motivation when we have a house and we're doing renos. We can do it. We'll figure it out. If we have questions, we'll ask Brad and Chloe.
Yeah. Now, you guys are really killing like the nomading life. I mean, I guess it's kind of relates to my other question, which was I was going to ask, like, how was the rent price for you? Do you think that was like a fair rent price that we had?
Absolutely. That was like a killer deal for a couple
Yeah,
because there are no short-term housing options like that allow couples, and that's obviously an issue. Like I want to live with Gare if I'm going to be in Denver. Um, so I feel like that was a really killer price.
yeah,
You could even raise it up a little bit more for a couple.
yeah. We could have. I think. I think like
Yeah.
I think I've touched on this in previous videos. Like at that time, like in March, February, March, like we were trying to fill the rooms, and like it's kind of an interesting time because like we had just finished. Like, we had owned the house for like 3 or 4 months at that point, and we were finishing up all these projects, and I was like, oh, I really want to get some tenants in here now. But at the same time, like that was the looming thing on this side, but then there was also like the pandemic started, so it was like a double like pressure on me. I was like, oh my gosh, like I get these rooms filled, and so I mean, I certainly could have like raised the rent on you guys a little bit for being a couple, but I think you guys were like far and away like the best tenants we had, and so really appreciate that. And I think like for those watching, I think I feel like we push like house hacking a lot and like buying real estate, but I mean, you guys are like also for those who don't know, like Josie and Garrett, like Garrett's her boyfriend, like they're always like moving around, like their jobs kind of like moving around a lot, and so like it doesn't really make sense for them to like buy a house hack or real estate, and so but because of that, they're saving so much money with like living like our place, like a low rent place, and like investing all that, investing the difference. So I think you guys are like well on your way to financial independence, and you should listen to like I don't know if you still listen to it, but you're into like the financial independence movement as well, right?
Hmm.
And so I don't know. I just want to like show that to the viewers that like obviously house hacking is not the only way to financial independence. Like investing in like index funds is a
It's
great way to get there.
Yeah, absolutely. Where we travel and we still have a high savings rate, uh, and we don't have the expenses of a house, I think that we can still achieve that just a different way than you're going.
Yeah,
And if we buy a house and settle down someday, we'll probably join the house hacking movement. But for now, I
yeah,
think it is kind of fun to be on this journey to FI.
yeah. No, you guys, I really like your journey, and even what you do in the past. I mean, when COVID was another thing, you always told me like you do a lot of traveling, like me, like 6 months of working, 6 months of traveling. Like I think that's something that Chloe and I really like to do, like just periods of working and saving, and then like I feel like in your 20s is like why just work, work, work. You gotta make some memories too. So I really like that.
Yeah.
I think you guys like open our eyes to that, and probably something we'll try to like copy. Was there anything about the listing? Because I think you guys found us through Facebook Marketplace, and you were the one who reached out to me initially. Like, was there anything about the listing that like caught your eye, or maybe like this would be a good place to live?
The short-term lease.
Hmm.
That caught
Okay.
my eye. I'm like, okay, short-term lease. Someone who's our age and looking for professionals, I think is always a really good sign. So it's going to be clean, nice space. So I
Yeah.
think that was. what made me message you. And you were very responsive, and I think it just moved around, like moved through the process really easily.
Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah. So again, for the viewers, like they were on a, you were on a month to month lease the whole time, right? Like
Yeah.
I remember like, we moved in, you're like, yeah, we like might move out like in April. And then like every month it was just like, you guys moving out? And they were like, nope. So, I mean, as a landlord, like maybe if like other landlords out there, like maybe that's not the best way because it's like, who knows when they're going to move out. But I think there was just like such a level of trust between us. And, you know, you always assured me like, you'll tell me like 30 days before you move out. And like, you certainly did that at the end. And I mean, we were the ones to kick you out, I think, at the end because we need to like get the renovations done and like get it rented out because we were moving. So yeah, that really worked out well. But yeah, okay, I appreciate that, and I think yeah, just like being flexible and communicating and knowing like what the other person wants like goes so far in any walk of life.
Yeah, absolutely. Even if you're to do a 3-month lease, that would still work well with like a lot of probably travel workers.
Yeah,
But sometimes like your job gets canceled or whatnot, and you need to move out of there. So it was so nice that you worked with us because we really were unsure, and the whole pandemic time was really interesting. So that was really helpful for us.
yeah, no, that's good to hear. All right, wow, well that's all my questions. So thanks a lot for doing this with me,
Awesome.
Josie. I know it maybe can be weird to talk to your landlord from a few months back, but I really appreciate it. And again, we miss you guys too. You guys were like so much fun to hang out with, and I totally agree. Like if we didn't have roommates, like the pandemic would be so boring. So that was
Yeah,
awesome.
we appreciate everything. It was a really nice place to live.
Yeah, cool. All right, well, yeah, best of luck in like in nursing school. That's really cool. I'll have to keep me posted. Are you you're still on Facebook? I see you on Facebook pretty often. What about are you on Instagram at all? Or
I'm
anything?
not.
Okay, that's fine. I was just checking. All right, cool.
Thank you. Take care with
All right,
everything.
bye, Josie. Have a good day.
You too. Bye.
Bye.